What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and thank you all for the wonderful support on my very first episode of Bombcast. In case you guys missed the podcast, I'll have it linked down below in the description. It'll be streamed live every Friday, but will always be available to rewatch in case you guys missed it live. But tonight we have quite a bit to get through, from a Zombies DLC update, the return of an older Zombies mode, and some new information about upcoming content. Definitely stay tuned. But I'll also be giving away a free PlayStation 5 to one lucky winner thanks to Plink. So if you're sick of skill-based matchmaking or need some new teammates, then be sure to download the QR code that you see on screen right now, and I'll be explaining how you can win the PS5 and even party up with me in just about a minute. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and be sure to use code DYNAMITE if you want to save 10% on any Control Freak orders. Their link is, of course, down below in the description. But it's been about a week since my last Zombies video, and like I said in the past, Zombies news has been a little dry over the past couple of weeks since the release of Outbreak, but every time there's new Zombies information, you guys know where to come for the latest. And earlier today, Treyarch confirmed the inevitable, so Sanatorium from Fireteam is 100% going to be getting Zombies Outbreak support, which I couldn't be more excited about, because a few weeks ago, I was a bit worried about Sanatorium getting Outbreak support considering all the water on the map. I was like, wait a second, maybe they're not going to add Outbreak on Sanatorium, since there could be plenty of opportunities to get God mode and exploit throughout the water, get Battle Pass progression. I'm sure there were some issues developing Outbreak for that map, but they finally figured it out. So we have a new GIF of Outbreak Sanatorium that they posted over on Twitter today. So a similar GIF to the teasers we got in the past for the other Outbreak maps, right? Ruka, Alpine, and even Golova. But as you guys might remember, Codename Pizza himself did confirm that in a Treyarch Q&A, everybody was told that even non-Fireteam maps in the future will get Outbreak support. Maybe it's a tease for Tranzit or some other Zombie maps we don't know about just yet, but maps aside from just the Fireteam locations will be added. And don't forget, with the Treyarch Warzone map, as you can see on screen, we have concept art of all upcoming massive locations that'll be in that map. Every one of those locations has potential to also be ported into Outbreak as well. But shout out to Plink for sponsoring tonight's video. Now, I know PS5s have been pretty hard to find lately, which is why tonight I'm happy to announce I'll be giving away a brand new PlayStation 5 to one lucky winner. To be within a chance of winning, simply scan the QR code that you see on screen or click the link that is down below in the description. This will install the app Plink, the sponsor of tonight's video, and the app is designed to find teammates to play different online games with. You can create your own gaming squad and never have to play alone ever again. Connect with other people and build a gaming community that you've always wanted. Plink will match you with like-minded teammates with similar stats for games like Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six, Fortnite, PUBG, League of Legends, and many more games as well. Think of it like a Tinder, just for online gaming. I've also seen a lot of comments lately asking for teammates to do Easter eggs with, and guess what? Plink definitely has you covered with that. But don't forget, to be within a chance of winning a PS5, you have to install the app and simply add my account that you can see on screen to get push notifications whenever I start to play a game, and hopefully we can get some games in together as well. I will pick one lucky winner who has added me on the app, and I'll announce the winner in around a week's time. Good luck, and let's continue on with tonight's video. Now back to the video, it's unclear how Sanatorium is going to affect the Outbreak Zombies Easter egg, which is supposed to drop at some point in Season 3. I would have to guess it'll probably be at the beginning of the season when we end up seeing that Easter egg, since it's very likely the Easter egg of Outbreak ties into DLC 2 Berlin, which is why we're probably not going to see Berlin until a little bit after the launch of Season 3. And we already have our hands full with Season 3 already, right? The Outbreak Zombies Easter egg, the Treyarch Warzone map, so they're probably going to push back the release of DLC 2 Berlin, which shouldn't piss off too many people, considering an Easter egg on Outbreak should be very exciting. But it's also worth asking, right, how is this going to work in the future? Is Sanatorium going to be grouped with Ruka, Alpine, and Golova? Or will there be a separate playlist in the future with a different set of Fireteam maps that you can play Outbreak on? For example, maybe there'll be a separate playlist in the next few months where you could play other maps like Mines, Duga, Zoo, all in a separate playlist with a whole different Easter egg from the one we have right now with our current set of maps. Maybe that's going to be the plan, and I would say that makes the most sense, instead of having it in the future where you can play on like 10 different Fireteam maps in a single match of Outbreak. That could help the replayability, but that would be a bit much for a single match. It might crash your game at the end of the day, so they might have to split things up with how many maps they actually incorporate into the Zombies Outbreak mode. But it's also worth pointing out that Ravenov himself at the very end of the Firebase Z ending cutscene did mention that he's going to the Ural Mountains for an operation. Now the Ural Mountains is of course Outbreak, and that's not DLC 2, so he'll be playing a massive role role of some sorts in the Outbreak Easter egg, which is why I believe it'll end up tying into Berlin DLC too, right? We'll do something over in this Outbreak Easter egg that triggers something or makes us learn about a new character, and then from there, we'll make our way over to Berlin. So with that, I'm wondering what Ravenov's role will be for future maps. I mean, he'll help us out and guide us through some type of new quest, but after that, I'm wondering if he'll remain on our side or can he betray us at some point in a future DLC? Definitely lots of questions with that, but on top of that too, I definitely think that's potential for Ravenov to be a playable operator in a future map. I would say no later than Season 3 or 4, maybe no later than that, we'll end up seeing operators for Weaver, Kravchenko, Ravenov, plenty of characters that are playing massive roles in the zombie storyline right now, but we also have a new update regarding COD Mobile Zombies. So an older Zombies mode that didn't last that long, and it didn't for a number of reasons, we'll get into that, but earlier today it was reported that the Zombies mode has popped up yet again on the Chinese version of Call of Duty Mobile. I don't think it's playable, but once it is playable again in the Chinese version, it'll probably be the Nocturne and Toten COD Mobile Zombies map, which I have gameplay of and I made a video about well over a year ago. The map itself was playable in a private server, but didn't have a main Easter egg, right? It kind of felt like Die Maschine a little bit with how you can go outside of Nocturne and Toten and explore a little bit more. It was interesting, but the map never released, and by the time we were all expecting it to drop, COD Mobile Zombies was removed from Call of Duty Mobile. So I'm like, okay, what happened there? Microtransactions probably didn't sell too well for COD Mobile Zombies, but understandably so, because the mode itself didn't have much substance. They dropped a single map for COD Mobile Zombies, Shinonuma, a map that we have been playing for over a decade now. It had a pretty cool main Easter egg, don't get me wrong, but aside from that, there wasn't much substance to the mode itself. We even had gameplay of Tranzit in COD Mobile Zombies, and I made plenty of videos about it in the past. There were legitimate boss fights in COD Mobile Tranzit, from Avogadro, the Butcher, a three-headed Cerberus. It was a pretty cool map, and Tranzit, of course, is a map that hasn't been remade a single time yet, so that should have been the map they launched with to build some momentum for COD Mobile Zombies, but they didn't. They dropped with Shinonuma, and that didn't work out for too long at all. After 3 months of playing just Shinonuma, the mode got old very quick, and they should have dropped at least Nocturne and Toten if Tranzit wasn't ready, even though Tranzit seemed ready in the early gameplay, but nothing ever came out of that, and there you have it. Here we are today with no COD Mobile Zombies. We only had a release of Shinonuma, so maybe with the success of Black Ops Cold War Zombies right now, they're like, alright, let's give it another shot. Let's drop COD Mobile Zombies again with maybe a new microtransaction model that may attract new players. Maybe that's their plan, so be on the lookout for the return of a potential classic Zombies mode for Call of Duty Mobile at some point in the next season. Let's see what happens with that. But we also have some very interesting tweets from the man himself, Tom Henderson, earlier today. So as I was streaming the podcast, he went ahead and tweeted the following. So somebody asked him, Tom, do you think there will be a remastered map coming with the Season 2 Reloaded update? And Tom replied with 5 to 6 of them have been developed, so it's possible but not entirely sure. And he's referring to multiplayer remasters, right? Some 6v6 maps that we expect to drop, right? Firing Range, Standoff, Summit, Hijacked, maps like that. So I believe that 5 to 6 are already done, so one of them could drop at some point in the next week or so. But we then have another tweet which asks him, always want to ask you, is Zombie Story going to connect with Warzone in future? Tom quoted it and said, after the new map, there's no more Zombies plus Warzone planned. The third map will come via a different route. So I'm wondering if he's talking about the third Warzone map, but the Treyarch Warzone map is the third map if you count Rebirth. But if you're not counting Rebirth, then maybe he's talking about the third big Warzone map from Sledgehammer that should drop next year. Maybe that's what he's talking about, but I guess aside from this Outbreak event happening in Verdansk, there won't be a further crossover between Warzone and Zombies in the future, which is a bit sad. I'm hoping for a permanent Zombies feature in the Treyarch Warzone map where there's mystery boxes everywhere, wonder weapons, Easter eggs, boss fights. Hopefully that happens, but it's a bit unclear what he's referring to in this tweet. But that's not all. Somebody then asked him, thank God Zombies should have its own storyline and universe, and Tom went ahead and quoted it by saying, there's big things planned for Zombies, it won't just be a third game mode for long. So that's why I'm thinking that Zombies as a mode might drift away from the typical survival map that has an Easter egg on it with maybe a cutscene. It's gonna go towards a direction of what Outbreak is, right? An open world, cooperative, tactical experience with an Easter egg, maybe a cutscene, but going in a direction direction that attracts more free-to-play Warzone players, things that attract multiplayer people, not necessarily the same old formula that we've been used to for well over a decade now, that change could be for the better. I mean, maybe in Treyarch's next game, we'll end up seeing less and less survival maps that just have Easter eggs, and we'll just see maybe 1 to 3 max survival maps, but then a majority of zombies in that game is something like Outbreak, even on a bigger scale. So that could be what he's referring to, but I think we'll be able to see what he's talking about in Black Ops Cold War's DLC season, which has me intrigued, right? I'm okay with changing up the formula as long as you still get those hardcore players interested, right? Getting some real tough Easter eggs made for some of the hardcores, you know, maybe doing some marketing with some CGI, getting some CGI ending cutscenes. But in regards to when the next big update is for zombies specifically, Treyarch did say that the midpoint of Season 2 is just around the corner, so I'm gonna have to say, and give an educated guess, that Thursday, March 25th is likely that date, right? That's an update day, of course, right? Thursdays are usually when we get massive reveals, massive updates, so that's where I'll leave it at, because if it's not March 25th, the week after that is April the 1st, so they really drop new content on April Fool's Day. Totally possible, I'm not gonna rule that out, but the midpoint of Season 2 doesn't necessarily mean Season 2 Reloaded. It could be a Reloaded update with a new roadmap with plenty of new surprises, but I'm gonna have to say that's probably just the remaining content on the roadmap, along with Sanatorium for Outbreak. So let's wait and see what happens with that. Still plenty of time for Season 2 to still drop a zombies map, right? DLC 2 Berlin. We'll love to see Berlin drop before the start of Season 3, but with the way things are looking, Outbreak's Easter egg might tie into whatever Berlin is gonna have to offer in DLC 2. Now, as I was recording this video, we also got a little bit of an update for those out there who wasted their time yesterday unlocking the R1 Shadow Hunter just for it to be taken away from you. So Treyarch did confirm over on Trello that if you went ahead and unlocked the crossbow yesterday, then your progression will be at 14 out of 15 when it officially launches, and we don't know when it's going to launch, but I would guess maybe the midpoint of the season, this upcoming Thursday. We'll just have to wait and see, but they also mentioned that if you used any double XP or weapon XP tokens during the issue window, they'll also be automatically refunded to you ASAP. So it's unclear when they'll be added. I would say maybe tomorrow morning, maybe on Monday. Definitely stay patient with that, but thankfully Treyarch listened to our feedback, since for some reason the crossbow was released not only with the weapon challenge but with the bundle, and nothing was done about that for 8+ hours. So we were like, okay, I guess it's available, but it really wasn't supposed to. So who knows what went wrong there, but credit to Greg FPS for the following clip on screen. The crossbow is a monster over in Zombies. Cannot wait to get my hands on it. I unfortunately got home a little bit too late yesterday once the crossbow was already patched out of the game, but there's an update for those out there who are interested. Now, last and definitely not least, we also have a very interesting Easter egg that was found earlier today over in Verdansk. So at the TV station, there was a map of Verdansk just sitting on the wall, and if you walk up to it, it'll explode. So a definite teaser for the Zombies Nuke event, which is going to happen at some point towards the end of Season 2. So people out there have reported that they've gone up to it, nothing has happened, but some people have been able to replicate it, and Charlie Intel's also reported on that just a couple of hours ago. So it's inconsistent, not sure what the trigger is for this, but yes, a big hint for the nuke is right in front of our faces in Verdansk. So it's also unclear when the zombies will take over more of Warzone. I'm assuming towards the last week of the season, we'll see zombies completely take over the entirety of Verdansk, therefore justifying the nukes to get rid of the entirety of the map itself. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on Sanatorium getting Zombies Outbreak support? Do you think the Easter egg on Outbreak will also tie into Berlin DLC 2? Would you like to see the return of COD Mobile Zombies? And what do you think Tom was referring to in his tweets earlier today? Really hope you've enjoyed. That is about it, and peace out, everyone.
Sector 1 has secured strike team. Moving out.
That's a solid day's work, strike team. Bring it home.